Yes, people, what's going on? You are here. Man knows football. Myself, Guni and Younes. We are here to discuss the rumors on Ousmane Dembele and to kind of gather the people's feeling about this transfer. But obviously, before we continue with the content, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe, man. Smash that like button. It's important. We need to get this live out there so the people know and we can get the numbers up. But Younes, how are you doing today, my bro?
I'm good. I'm good. Started off as a decent day, ended badly with Ivory Coast destroying Algeria in the way they did.
Oh,
So
what was the score?
we're out 3-1
Oh, wow.
and was 4-1, but goal disallowed in the last minute. Yeah, we were terrible. Terrible. I mean, I got Chelsea and I got this, and I'm just like, I can't catch a break.
Yeah, it's yeah. As a Chelsea fan, it's horrible, man.
you know?
Honestly, and we have just been met with some news. I don't know how you feel about this, but I know I've definitely got something to say in my opinion. Ousmane Dembele.
Yep.
It seems that Thomas Tuchel wants to work with him again. He has described him as one of the best talents that he has ever worked with. Um, Barcelona have just released a statement. I'm reading from Fabrizio Romano's tweet.
Oh,
Barcelona director Alimani announces it's clear that Dembele does not want to continue with Barcelona. He does not want to be part of our project. We told Dembele he has to leave immediately. We expect
oh,
Ousmane
yeah,
to be sold before January the 31st.
yeah.
And it looks like Chelsea are so hell bent on getting this guy. We are willing to spend £15 million this January to get him rather than wait on a free to get him in the summer. Now, obviously, for me, I'm going to say this. I'm going to get the positives out of the way with Ousmane Dembele because, quite frankly, there's not many. So let's just get it out there. On his day, there is no doubt he is a world-class talent. Absolutely. The guy is talented, left foot, right foot. He don't even know which foot he is. He can twist you inside out. He can be very direct. He can create. He has a genius mind of a football player, but he's got the hamstrings of a 95-year-old. That's the only problem with this dude. They cannot get no consistency. He's been so injury prone since Borussia Dortmund. They signed him. Barcelona signed him for, I believe it was 140 million. Um, and
Second highest signing. Yeah.
and I think in 3 years, I think he's only done like he played a third of the games or something ridiculous. But I don't know. Listen, don't quote me like on that one, but something ridiculous like that. And my thing is, Eunice, right? We've literally just come from one of the worst injury ravaged periods of Chelsea in recent memory.
Yeah.
And yet, this is the signing that we want to go for. Let me get your thoughts on it, my bro.
I mean, going to that point, if I'm not mistaken, obviously you can correct me, but I think he's played 2 years worth of football in the last 5. I think that's how mad it's been. So, yeah, injury prone is an understatement. But
Can you just repeat that again, please?
So he's played 2 years worth of football in the last 5. If you're collating how much time he should be playing in a season, with all that he's missed in the last 5, he's basically played 2. Mate, and what's crazy is for the amount that he went for. I mentioned this in my video. Barcelona have spent 100 plus million on 3 players that they've now let go. So that club is a complete mess. But what I do want to say about Dembele, why are we even entertaining this when we still haven't even gone for someone concrete in terms of a wing back, which is the main priority right now. With 11 days left in the window, we're after a second-hand winger, basically. After someone that's dodgy goods. As far as it feels like Del Boy is running Chelsea's transfer strategy right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we'd have independent traders all of a sudden driving through Stamford Bridge.
Oh, mate.
That is what it feels like. It feels like we're trying to get something a little shady. a Dembele. Here's the thing. If you want a winger, I completely understand. We have struggles in our attacking areas right now. You want a winger? Take whatever money you're about to put on Dembele, if this is actually going to happen, add a little bit more, and go and get Rafinha from Leeds.
Right,
Job
someone
done.
who's not injury prone. Because listen, there's one thing I always say: the best attribute that any football player can have is their availability. Now, why are we turning into bargain basement FC? This is what it feels like. We're just we're just opportunists, bro. In this market, we're just sharks, bro.
Chelsea, bargain hunters.
Yeah, man. This is what I'm saying. Look, as soon as like there's a player who's once had a reputation, available at a cut price, they're all over it, right? And this is the thing. We have been complaining about Deadwood, about this club, right? And this is where I go back to the planning with this board, yeah? Ousmane Dembele, people think, oh yes, 15 million. Barcelona paid 140 for him or whatever. Even if we got this brother on a free, yeah, and we don't want him no more. Do you know how much this guy's asking for? Close to 400k a week, cuz.
Yeah. And if you look at his history, that's bad enough in terms of the way that he leaves his football clubs, mate. He went AWOL at Dortmund. Klopp was fuming with him. He went AWOL. He done what Courtois done to us. He stopped showing up to training, fam.
Yeah,
to drive this move.
Yeah, because he thought, quote unquote, I thought the deal was done, and this brother was already in Spain, as if the move had been done and announced. Like,
man, done that Agbonlahor, but on an international level. You know what I mean? Man showed up in a flipping I showed up in a car park, but this time in flipping Spain, not here. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. He left in those circumstances, and now you look at the way he's leaving Barcelona in these circumstances. I don't want any of that. Like, we've had enough drama. We've had enough players talking and doing a madness. Like, that's enough.
Exactly. And then let's just talk about the previous issues with discipline this guy's had off the field. They've complained about his diet. Yeah, so this brother literally used to just stay up all night and play games. And not only that, he would just box off a McDonald's or a KFC or something like that. Like, he's not a pro player. And then he's turning up to La Masia the next day, half asleep, or he's not showing up at all. He's having to have the coaches come to his house to wake him up. They turn up. He's got about 30 people in his house. It's just chaos. It's just like, what more do you want? Like, Chelsea, what more do you want? You've got Lukaku, who is out here. He has sung, bruv, like a snitch, cuz. He's gone out there and he's publicly just put out that he's not happy. Now you want to add this brother into the thing. What are they trying to do at Chelsea? Are they trying to start a YouTube channel, a soap opera, or what? Why can't we just never focus on football and just sign sensible players? In fact, is this even down to the scouting team, or is it down to the board? That's even another question, because the board like to just put themselves in their business. Say, do you know what? We want this player. Fuck what the scouts say. Here you go. This is who you're having. Like, does it feel like that to you, Younes?
You know what's crazy? It's a good point. You raise Matisse, shout out Matisse, who's on the screen right now. We had this conversation earlier on his channel. Yeah. All You Can Eat Chelsea. We were there talking about the scouts and the way that this club is structured and the targets that we go for and the shocking windows we've had and all of that. And yes, there is a chance that board could be overriding whatever scouts suggest. But historically, when you look at the players we've actually got through the door, I think it's clear these scouts don't know what they're doing either. You know, if that's the case. And I think, to be honest, it comes down to the scouts, realistically.
100%.
That's their job. Like, that's your job. You got to find the talent. And as Matisse said it earlier on, he said it brilliantly. You know, if you're going to start plucking out the obvious names, any Tom, Dick or Harry could do that. Me or you could do that.
Exactly.
You know, like Lukaku, for example, you didn't need a scout to go and look at Lukaku.
No, exactly.
you don't. Everyone knows what you're getting with him. Dembele, you don't need a scout to go and figure out what Dembele is about. You need a scout to go and find out the talent that no one knows about. To go and get the players and try and find the hidden gems all across the world that no one knows about, and to try and find that special player or special players that are going to come in and you can see potential in, that you can develop, that will become someone special at Chelsea. Much like we used to do before. You know, when Roman first acquired the club, we were actually taking proper gems from all over the place and building such a solid team. Like, who knew Ivanovic? before.
Nobody, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? The countless players. I mean, even Drogba was just a standard striker at Marseille.
Marseille, yeah, exactly.
I mean, all sorts. We aren't following that strategy anymore. When you look at our scouting department, Scott McLachlan, and it's funny, earlier on, we went through the 9 scouts that we have at the club. Sorry.
It's going to make me sick.
One of them's Ross Turnbull.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
I know. I was about to.
I didn't know that. One of them's Ross Turnbull. 9 scouts. All of them. Where have they previously worked? Clubs you've not heard about, bro. I was listing them and going, where's this club? I don't even remember the names. Like, you can go and look at it. It's on Transfer Market. You know, I think the most known club is Norwich out of all of them and where they've previously worked. But we don't know what we're doing. We really don't know what we're doing in terms of scouting. We need to go and get someone serious, or a team that's serious, that knows how to scout. Look at the way Liverpool constantly go to like a Southampton, the way that Leicester pluck out their players. Some of the lower, I mean, look at Brighton and look at the talent that they have. Where did they get that from?
Yeah, exactly.
Scouting.
That's with good scouting. And the thing, look, listen, you could argue like at youth level, we seem to be getting it right. But my understanding is that that's Neil Bath's job. You get me? That's the head of the youth development, and it's a different team altogether. Or if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, because I'm not entirely clear on that. But that's what I've been told anyway. But Scott McLachlan is a name that we need to get the people used to hearing.
Yeah.
Because this guy needs to be held accountable for the bruv. He needs to be held accountable for the signings that he's made under his tenureship, fam. Yeah, we're talking dons like I believe Danny Drinkwater was under his tenureship, wasn't he? And some of these guys. Yeah, exactly.
Scott McLachlan's been here since 2011, if I'm not mistaken.
And what really has he scouted? Because the best signings that I've seen have come from the board. Because it was Peter Cech that suggested Edouard Mendy.
Edouard Mendy, yeah.
It's Peter Cech and Fabregas that suggestion Tchouameni. It's them man that was suggesting Kai Havertz and them boys.
Yep.
Because people were saying at that time it wasn't a Lampard signing or whatever, and obviously he's got to go through the scouting board and they've got to be on page. So if it's not his side, so what has Scott McLachlan done? What has he actually done at this club?
Yep.
And he's being paid 6 figures a week to do a job that me and you could do better. I'm not saying that we do it adequately, but damn, he ain't doing a good job, cuz.
Yep. It's mad when you look at let's just look at our most recent signings. Yeah, that window where we managed to bring in all the mad like Werner and Havertz and Mendy and Chilwell and all of them. Who are the ones right now that we can look at and go, yeah, you know what, you're performing, or you're doing exactly what you need to do? Mendy and Chilwell. Mendy came from a very good developmental background in France, and the way that he progressed, and he's come to the Premier League, and he knows that he's trying to progress even further. He knows he has to develop and get better. Some of these players are coming from other countries like Italy and Germany thinking, yeah, it'll be all right. You know, look at Ben Chilwell, homegrown, proven in the Premier League. And that helps. And that was a point that Miz made earlier on as well. We need to start looking in the Premier League. And that's a very good point. When you look at Liverpool and City, for example, half the players that they get in are already Premier League proven. You know, we don't. But the one player that we have is Ben Chilwell, and look how he performed.
Yeah.
It's no coincidence. So, yeah, we need to completely up our scouting. And on top of that, we need to get rid of all this deadwood that we have and start raising questions about the attack that we have, because we might need to start a complete rebuild in the squad. That way we get some proper quality.
I mean, look, I don't want to make it just me just gunning out. What's his name? Ousmane Dembele. I want to actually try and be fair to the brother and just give some positives. If we do sign this guy and he comes into the team, obviously he's gonna be stepping into that right wing position. To me, it don't really. That's his favored position, but just the nature of both of his feet and how comfortable he is, it don't matter which flank he's on.
Yeah.
But in terms of what he can offer when he's actually fit, does he offer the type of dimension of player in the attack that we need, or is this still way too little to see any kind of meaningful change up front?
It depends what the problem is, isn't it? And right now, the way that we see things going at Chelsea, I think there's a whole mentality issue going on, and I think there's something going on behind closed doors we don't know about that's affected the team. Now, could it be the Lukaku interview? Could it be whatever? We've been through this, but I think that mentally these players are affected. I think the atmosphere is down. I don't think it's necessarily to do with what's going on the pitch. I think there's other factors at play. So whether you bring in a Dembele, he's not going to be a miracle worker. He's not going to just come in and start all of a sudden, yeah, we're banging in 25 goals a season on one player. I don't think that's going to be the case. But he's got his talents. As an individual, as a player, he's got his talents. And if this is the thing, if he stays fit,
that's the
then
big if.
Cool. But we've said this about Pulisic. Do you know what I mean? If he stays fit, look. If you're going to ask me, Pulisic or Dembele, who's more likely to stay fit? Pulisic,
and that's saying something.
Exactly. Mate, there's no chance. It will take one bad tackle against Burnley for Dembele to get broken.
And that was going to be my next point, Younes, is that this is his injury record in La Liga, for goodness sake, where these players are protected to the T in comparison to the Prem. Yeah, because like anyone who knows English football, that first tackle can be brutal. Managers send you out there, let them know you're there with the first tackle. The ref ain't gonna book you. One of those welcome to the Premier League tackles could be him for the rest of the season, and it's not even banter, bro.
And it's not just that, because obviously people can translate, tackles leading to injuries. That's because of a challenge. Fair. But this guy has had countless hamstring issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with the intensity of La Liga.
Yes, exactly.
You come to the Premier League and you have to up that intensity on a more regular basis. There's no breaks taken here. His hamstring won't take it. We just know his hamstring won't take it. It's made of cheese, as you've already said, bruv. Like it's if you can't handle La Liga intensity, you got no chance here. You've actually got no chance.
And with our medical team having to deal with the injuries that we're getting, I don't really have much confidence in that. It's not. I'm trying to be positive here, but this has just got recipe for disaster written all over it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And it screams desperation on top of it. It just screams desperation.
It does, and it scares me, because if he gets 350, 400k a week before we've sorted out the Rudiger contract situation and one or two others, that could throw a huge spanner in the works. And now anybody else coming in is going to look at it like, well, Uzi's on 400k. Yeah. Kunde might come in and be like, well, boy, this brother's only played two years of football in 5 years. Yeah, I'm one of the hottest prospects going in football right now. Yeah, don't get it twisted. I'm one of them guys. That's why you want me so much. How much are you willing to pay? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? This it's more than what it is like just the player coming to the club. There's so many things around it. Because now how can they sit down in front of Rudiger and these men and say, you don't deserve 400k. Why? Because he doesn't have a transfer fee. But what has he done over the past few years to prove he deserves that wage, though?
Exactly. And if he comes in, there's only one man in this squad that I think will look at him and go, yes, my brother, welcome. Lukaku.
That's it.
That's it. Only
That's
Lukaku.
It. Partner in crime.
Yeah, he'll be like, I'm not alone. I've got a buddy now.
Younes, is this comment true, bro? Is Mendy actually on 60k a week?
Nah,
it can't be. That cannot be.
Nah, he's been scammed. He's been scammed if that's the case. Surely not.
That cannot be. I'm gonna go with. You're being serious.
Holy shit.
He's being serious.
It's worse.
It's worse than that.
Hang on. Oh my god, it's worse.
Well, what's he on a week?
He's on 52k a week.
How is one of the best goalkeepers in the world on 52k? You see what I'm saying about opportunist FC people? This is it right here. Like, obviously, if you can get
that's
away,
scammy.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, bro,
I can't believe I've just seen that. I had no idea. No idea. Mendy's getting
and watch this next comment to just highlight what my frustration is.
We're actually a joke. We're actually a joke.
So you know what? I'm so big up Pedro. Big up yourself, yeah. Wherever you're from, big up yourself because you've just helped us prove an even further point on this board, yeah. And that we got it completely wrong as Chelsea fans in the summer, because that there just goes to show you the level of planning at this club, and we're in this situation now. I don't have much faith going forward in the next 3 or 4 or so years. It seems like Younes has found out some more information, bruv. I can just read it on your face that you're just getting some more revelations. Hit us, bro. What's going on here?
Oh my god. Okay, so Ross Barkley makes just under double.
What?
And not just that, bruv. Edouard Mendy makes 2.7 million a year based on 52k a week, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Lewis Baker's on 2.25 million a year.
What?
Lewis Baker, who's just about to go, but Lewis Baker. I feel sorry for Edouard Mendy, but how did he accept this? Who's his agent? He's got to be the worst agent in world football.
I'm actually shocked, bro.
That you see that right there is what's the word? What's the word when you try to take advantage of someone?
Oh man.
Man.
So now when you look at these contract situations now, you can see why these players are moving the way they're moving now, bro. I can see why Rudiger's putting his foot down and they say, "No,
I'm with him on this. I'm with him. I'm Team Rudiger all day long now."
I can even see why Christensen's moving the way he is, and any one of these players who was in the starting 11, because that's mad. But this just goes to show. Before I get off topic, this just goes to show the level of planning in this club. Do we really have the right people at the helm of this club? Do we really? Has it? Because my concern here with Roman is that since he's not been allowed into this country, and maybe arguably before then, there has been, you can see each transfer window that goes by, we've gone from adding quality to quality that we already got to just papering over cracks, bro.
Yeah.
These signings were starting to feel like they were pacifying us. And it started with Timo Werner for me. Obviously, I was gassed. I was happy. But I thought this is a bit, we still need to address the problem, and we haven't. Then we went to get Kai Havertz, big name signing, everyone's happy, but that still pacified us. So basically what they've done is what Arsenal have done to their fans for so many years. Since signing the Aubameyangs and all these big name signing guys, just to keep them happy. All right, this signing here is going to shut them up. We've got to avoid that. We're slipping into this pattern of accepting mediocrity if this continues to happen, and we can't, bro.
Yeah, we can't. And there has to be lessons learned from all this, because we were all gassed at the time when we were making those signings. And you know, we're not paid to make those. We don't work for Chelsea Football Club, you know. So as fans, I think in terms of, again, with no disrespect to all of us that watch football as fans, but you know, from an amateur sort of perspective, because we're not pros, you know, we're not, unless if you're a fully fledged coach and you completely understand the game in that aspect, then cool. Or if you're a scout and you actually work in football, then cool.
Exactly.
But from an outside point of view, we're not paid to make those sort of decisions. We look at that and we think, okay, yeah, no, that seems like a decent sign, and okay, but we don't have that expertise to be able to know, you know, the data and the resources that they have at the club and the people that work there that have to make these decisions. I think now it's lesson learned. If you even think about going back into the Bundesliga, for example, you start looking at Italy, you got to be cautious, super, super cautious. And you got to make sure that a player that you're going to identify is going to suit the exact system that you're going to be using at Chelsea under a certain manager. And yeah, going forward, it just seems like with what we're hearing, it's the same mistake over and over and over again. We're just papering over cracks. Bad window, and we're doing the same thing now, and it screams desperation, just like it did in the past.
And this is the thing, is that because, oh, bro, it's just when you look at it, it's bad, because these things, they just build. They're just
They
going to
accumulate.
build and they accumulate. And then it becomes, we're already having a problem offloading some of these players.
Yeah.
And now we're looking to add more because now Ousmane, you pay him that much money, we can't sell him later on. Is it gonna? Nobody's even going to want to loan him.
And this is the thing, we got the loan rule coming in by FIFA.
Right, exactly. And that stifles us even further. Now we sign this guy. What is going to sacrifice other signings we might need in other positions? Because our main signing, I'm going to tell you now, I'm concerned about that. Tchouaméni is meant to be one of our main signings. And now Manchester United are sniffing all over him. I'm hearing Real Madrid are sniffing all over him now because Camavinga ain't happy at Real Madrid. So, and you know, with our history of just dilly-dallying and time wasting and just procrastinating, I get worried, bro, because that one there is supposed to be a key signing. And to me, I've been advocating for him. Or a Declan Rice. But with Declan Rice, we already know West Ham ain't letting him go for anything less than 100 mil. Nothing less than that. And Chelsea ain't going to pay that.
Not now. Definitely not now. Not after Lukaku.
But exactly. But now we're caught in a situation where, like, if we don't get Tchouaméni, what next, bro?
Yeah.
Because if Manchester United do get Tchouaméni, that's an actual area that they need to fix with a very, very, very highly rated talent who could be playing there for the next 10, 11 years.
Yep.
So where does that leave us?
That's a big talent gone.
It is.
And we've been sniffing around for Tchouaméni. At least the links have been there for a good year and a half now.
I don't. Honestly, the way I see it is, even though Fabregas is one of the coaches and is one of his mentors and has been relaying, obviously, the scouting reports back and forth with Chelsea, I still don't trust it, bro. It should be it, because you remember them times when, as soon as Chelsea's name was mentioned with a player, in fact, how it used to be when Mourinho first came, as soon as Manchester United were linked with a player, Chelsea went and got him.
Yeah, like Mikel, for example.
Exactly. Thank you very much. I and Robin the same thing. Yeah, Robin same thing. Yeah,
they were all Man United targets as well. We just came in and took it. Cheers.
Yep, come here now, bro. But this is what I'm saying. But when did this happen? Because it feels like we just completely missed it. Because it went from a couple of transfer windows to another, and it was just like, well, they're winning everything now. We don't need to reinvest in the team.
I honestly, for me, that transition began where it went from ruthless to a little bit mediocre, and it started to slip slowly but surely when Peter Kenyon left.
Yep.
Simple. Yep. When Peter Kenyon left, Rongole actually came in and done a decent job. He didn't last very long, but as soon as he went, you could begin to see transfers were beginning to go down. And that's just how it's been since. And we've been screaming for a window. 2014, 15, that season when we won the league. So 2014, when we bought Costa and Fabregas, that was the only acceptable window that we'd had. And that's where we went, we identified exactly what we needed. We got that player very early. They were there for pre-season and Mourinho was allowed to do his work. And we won the league title because of it. It's 2 and 2 equals 4. It's easy to understand. And since that point, we've had bad window after bad window after bad window up until when we got Werner, Havertz, all them lot in the same window. And all of us were sold and thinking, oh, okay, decent window. Turns out scouting was completely wrong.
Yeah, we pacified.
Completely wrong. We've been pacified, yeah. And I don't know if at board level they don't understand it because there wasn't any football mind in that boardroom. Let's have it right. Until when Petr Cech showed up and rocked up. But in terms of identifying targets, there's been no top solid football person in and around that environment to scout proper talent. The mistakes we're seeing now in these signings that we got back then, we're now identifying now, should have been prevented back then in terms of who's going to fit. And it's just, it's a shambles in terms of the way we operate now. It's a joke.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of clubs that can recruit efficiently, Liverpool are 1-0 up. Diogo Jota, ex-Wolves player. Why we didn't scout him? Why we didn't? I don't know, but not saying Jota's the answer to our problems. I believe it's the obvious. It's the wing backs, the lack of depth there, and our midfield. We don't actually have a number 6. That bridge in between midfield and striker has been a problem for a while since Cesc Fabregas has left. We haven't had quality of that ilk step into the team and remedy that problem, and we need to do that. If it's not going to be somebody who is got that eye like Fabregas, and you get me, it's going to have to be somebody who's mobile and can make those, and still has the vision to do so. Declan Rice, we know he always wants the ball. He's very, very good and very industrious with the ball as well. Gets himself into good positions. Excellent in defensive phases, good going forward as well. That's the kind of profile that we need, a multifaceted player. Yeah, not gone.
And even in terms of the players that we've let go, from our academy. That's another one. The players that we're letting go, that we're now all of a sudden interested in getting back on a buyback, where players like Alonso are still rocking about. Tariq Lamptey, for example, Livramento, Broja, who's doing well at Southampton. Thankfully, we've still got tabs on Broja, but the report I heard earlier on, and Miz was telling me, was that apparently we might even be selling Broja.
Are you having a laugh, bro?
If we do that, that just shows you exactly where we are. We don't learn. We don't learn.
But this is my thing, right? If we sell him, right, we sell Gallagher as well, and we sell 1 or 2 other talents.
Oh, but if we sold Gallagher as well, we're finished.
Don't be surprised though, because the excuse would be, well, we needed to sell these players to fund the move for I don't know, Tchouameni, or to get wages for Dembele or someone like that. It's this that gets on my nerves, fam.
Yeah,
because now you've taken ready-made jewels who have come from the academy, years and years of learning the Chelsea philosophy, right? Coming to step into the team. They've got a level of quality. All it needs to be done is to be nurtured for them to become the top talents. Yeah. And what you're doing instead, you're saying, all right, you've graduated. Yeah, you've got the Cobham stamp of approval. That means you can play anywhere in the world pretty much if you work hard enough for it. We're going to take that risk. We're going to cash in on you. And we're going to go and invest in another player with a bit more of a reputation. See you later. But we're going to give you a buyback clause, though, in case anything goes wrong. What's that saying to the rest of them coming up?
Exactly. And even in terms of finances, you're digging a hole. All right, you sell this guy for, like, let's say 5-10 million. Oh, you got to buy him back for 40. Right. Do you know what I mean? You're creating the financial problem for yourself. And now we've recorded, I think, a £145 million loss. Mate, if you're going to get rid of a player because you want to free up some finances, get rid of Lukaku and take the cut. Simple.
And now that you said that, that worries me for the summer, because Tchouameni is not the only signing. We need wing backs. And
we need wing backs.
We've taken a hit like that. We're looking, the way it's looking now, top 4 is not guaranteed. If we go out early in the Champions League, bruv, this is what I'm saying. I'm a bit worried for the summer, but do you know what I will do? Do you know what? There's one more question I wanted to answer before we get off to the Arsenal game. So I'm going to give it 5 more minutes because I do want to watch the Arsenal game. I'd love to see them getting spanked. I hope it's a 4-5-0 so they're humbled. I ain't going to lie to you, bruv. You're getting on my nerves. They are getting on my nerves, bruv. They just need to go away. Karan asks, since Chelsea change managers so often, how can the club have a consistent strategy? That is a very, very fair point as well. It's an A1 point. And actually on the street, because I was watching a bit of your stream with Miz and Matisse. Yeah. Matisse was saying like no Chelsea manager stayed longer than, is it 3.5 years at the club?
So no manager except Mourinho has done 3 years plus. And only few have done 2.
This is the thing. And also, even with that in itself, the players that you sign now become pick and mix, because now in this squad you've got players from different eras, like, because the eras are so short. You've got
we've still got Conte players here.
Yeah, you've got Conte players, you've got Sarri players, you've got Lampard players, you've got one Tuchel player, by the way, which we seem to forget. One player
which he only gave the okay. It wasn't like him that said get me Lukaku. He found out, okay, Lukaku, all right, yeah, that's fine, I'll take him.
To me, it was blatant that his first choice was Erling Haaland. I'm still running with that agenda. That's what everybody wanted. And he said, you know what? And like many of us, if you can't get Haaland, Lukaku as a number 2, not so bad. Well, boy, were we wrong. But yeah, definitely the fact that we're just changing up managers. These players, like some of them, because we're not signing multifaceted players either, they just fit a certain way of playing football, bro. And it just doesn't help. Like when you've got players that can play more than one position, that have a certain level of technical ability and these things here, then you can get away with doing things like Manchester City. You can see their front line. These guys, their attackers can play in any single one of those front line positions and be comfortable. You've got Cancelo who can play on the left side or on that right side. These are proper footballers that they scout. And this is the thing with Manchester City. You can see the product of their scouting over the years has made it to a point where it's about just cherry picking. Yeah,
that's it.
Oh, he cost 200 million. Yeah, this is why City can. It's not because City have the money. Yeah, because we have to remember. Oh, they've got money. They can listen. Rich people have money for a reason. Yeah, because they're smart with their spending. So if Man City are going to spend the 200 million on a player, it's because they know he's going to fit into the squad, because that squad is already full of quality.
Exactly.
So if they wanted to say, okay, look, let's just go and sign Mbappe and keep the rest of the window quiet, they can do that, and they're still going to run away with the league. But this is what comes with adequate planning, because for every option, Phil Foden, you know why they're going to get the best out of him? Because ahead of him, he's got Bernardo Silva and these man balling out to take the pressure off him. Yeah, to allow him to develop, to not run down his joints before he's 25, 26 years old. Yeah. See what I mean? This is called adequate planning. The fact that we're rinsing Mason Mount, we're rinsing Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's got an Achilles injury, for goodness sake, bro. One of the worst injuries you can have. Yeah. I hope it's not the same with Chalobah. This is the situation we find ourselves in. Then we turn around, oh, this player is rubbish, he's not good enough, he's this and that. No, man, this is what the board are doing to the club.
It's like Man City and Liverpool and the way that they run now, man. It's based around the manager and the time that they've had in order to develop the squad that they want to do. They've had that process, and now it's just a case, as you said, of cherry picking. You know, Pep were, as pointed earlier on, if Pep were to leave City, the blueprint is there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a dream Klopp for a manager to walk in. Yeah, it's an absolute
blueprint
dream.
Is there. And you need time for that to happen.
Yeah. Now Pep can turn around and say to City, I've done what I've done here. I laid the foundations. The youth academy is coming up properly. Just get another top class manager to continue the job. Now, if they call a Nagelsmann or someone and they come and look at Man City, it's just
or
like
a Ten Hag, yeah.
It's just like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer. But then you come to Chelsea, you can't even convince the board to back you on players that you want or that you want to get rid of.
And what's crazy in our circumstance with Thomas Tuchel, with the team that he's had, he managed to win the Champions League. Now I'm looking at it thinking, how the hell did he do that? How did he do that?
This is the worst thing. And there's people in his fan base that want him gone. Can you imagine?
Here's the thing, as we just said, City and Liverpool. Pep looks at that team and he goes, "This is my team.
Yep.
I built this. Every single player is a player that I've brought in." Klopp, he looks at Liverpool compared to when he first came into how he is now. Every single player is his player. I've brought this player through. I've made this player. Yeah, it's his team. Tuchel can't say that, at least not yet, and he won't be able to for the next 2-3 years.
Or do you think he'll ever be able to? Will he even be given that time?
This is the thing. At Chelsea, that's not how it operates, isn't it?
No.
But I truly think that with Tuchel, it needs to operate like that. It just has to. Because if we get rid of him, then what? All right, cool. All right, who are we going to go and get? And then you're in the same cycle. You know, we're in that process already. We're already coming to a year and a half by the end of the season with Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. And he's already won what he's won. Keep it going. Why stop? Just keep it going and allow him to build what he needs to build now, because you're not going to get yourselves a better manager. It's as simple as that. I don't think we'll get someone better than Thomas Tuchel in the way he's handled it at the moment. You just won't.
Absolutely. Which
so why change?
Look, the way I see it, and we can't ignore this possibility of the fact that this group of players and the board's incompetency might just get him sacked. This time next season, we might be talking about a different manager. And the fact that even comes out of my mouth makes me sick to my stomach. So really, look, I want to try and get back to the Arsenal game, but to sum up, this Ousmane Dembele signing, I'm not even going to pretend, right? The risk massively outweighs the benefits for me.
Yeah.
I think this is the complete wrong move and is catastrophic in more than one way. Just not beside the fact that he's injury prone and he's reported to have behavior problems outside of the field. There's also the disharmony that this guy can cause in the changing room, and we've already got enough drama in there. The amount of money that this guy's going to be earning, as opposed to players who deserve to be earning more money, and what problems this is going to cause for us later on down the line. These are the things that I look at now. And these are the things as Chelsea fans should concern you, because we shouldn't be looking at our club like this.
Yep.
We should be looking at our club like Manchester City, because we once upon a time had that team and that ability to say, him, we want him, just put him right there. He'll slot in. If he doesn't, someone else can step in, take the pressure off him, and he'll come good. You see what I mean? We don't have that luxury no more. So yeah, basically on that note, I'm going to leave it. I want to see Arsenal get badly battered. I don't want to see them win anything this season. So I cannot miss this. Jota has scored. To those that have joined and don't know the score, Liverpool, Arsenal. This is the Carabao Cup semi-final, second leg, right?
Yep, second leg.
Which we are already in the final of. So
we'll be playing the winner.
As it stands, yes, as it stands, it looks like we'll be playing Liverpool. They're going to want to hope it stays that way at the end of 90 minutes. I'm hearing that Liverpool are not even playing a lot of their first team, some of their kids in there, so anything can happen.
I've heard Arsenal have a full team.
Oh, wow.
Trust the process.
Yep.
Trust the process.
That's a conversation for another day. But to everyone watching, man, big up yourselves, man. Make sure you do like, share, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments. And thank you so much for interacting with us in the chat. As always, love seeing you lot there with your thoughts. Younes, thank you very much for joining me. Younes's details, as always, is down there in the description. All clickable links. I've made it easy for you. So make sure you follow my brother if you're not following him already. So until next time, people, take it easy. Bless.